So what would you look for in raid that would bring you back, bring that excitement back? Hey guys, Coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. This one will be well, we're catching up with well, we haven't forgotten about Chosen. We are always wondering, where is this guy? What is he doing? The point of this video today is, can we get Chosen to come back to raid? Is he ever coming back to raid? I think he's just a little bit too busy. He hasn't quit or anything. He just loves doing what he's doing at the moment, plus what he did in the past is just not enough hours in the day. Am I telling it right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, lots of things going on, and not enough hours in the day, basically. But you're right. The raid community is always gonna have a place in my heart. I'm always gonna want to do raid content or interact with the raid community. So it's probably one of those things I'm never gonna like fully quit.
Yeah, it's so weird. Maybe because we've been doing it for so long that we've seen the community develop and be there, that it's just it feels weird not having that sort of community when I do content on other games. Like I tried a little bit with Dragonair, tried a little bit with Watch of. I'm doing more with Watch of Realms. If I'm being honest, I even have another channel made. But the community in raid is always something that I'll fall back to. Even people when I do content on Watch of Realms, they know me from raid, not because of the cross sponsorships and stuff, but also because it's such a big community that we created, that they want to see these creators play the game that they also play in. I love the fact that there's a community, and it's easy to talk with people through Discord. There's many Discord servers, everybody sharing their opinions. And yeah, I just love that part. But the point of the video that I want to bring you on is we talked about things and the updates in raid in a call out with you like 10 minutes ago. You're gonna see that over on Chosen's channel. But what I brought you here on my channel is, as a player who's an OG, right? I remember watching Chosen actually make the videos. I think he was maybe not the first ever to make a video on raid, but definitely in the first 5 creators who made a video on raid back in the day. And you just had that love going in for the game and the excitement. But the game has evolved in some ways, but in other ways hasn't evolved that much. Some of the biggest things that keep everybody interested in the game is, I would say, the aspect of solving, like using strategies, solving things with the champions that you have. That is what made us love the game, right? That's how I see it. The strategy behind it, building your character, the role-playing part, right? The RPG part. RPG, as I would like to say, it's solving those problems, and each dungeon is like a problem you're trying to solve with your champions. Equip them right, farm it out. That is what we all want to do, right? What kind of content would you want raid to bring that would honestly make you, oh my god, I actually want to play the game again and put some time making a guide for this? What kind of content would you love to see? And I'm asking this because raid has already hinted that something big is coming before the end of the year. They didn't tell you this in our video, but they've hinted that they're bringing in new content that is bigger. They literally, this quote, bigger than the Doom Tower. So it will be more interesting, bigger than the Doom Tower, more rewards, more stuff is coming before the end of the year. In your thoughts, you're also like a literal game designer right now, right? You're making a game of your own. Not gonna say anything. You're also working with Fateless, so you have more insight in
What's with the
that.
leaks here? No, I'm kidding. I've talked about that.
So what would you look for in raid that would bring you back, bring that excitement back, as
Yeah,
even
for
just
me,
as a player, not just as a content creator,
yeah,
even just as a
yeah.
player?
As a
Yeah.
player, for me, what would bring me back is something like live arena, but normalized. Like no pay to win. You just like have certain, whatever mechanics, a maximum champion power, something that makes it not pay to win. I don't have the answer off the top of my head on how to pull it off, but if there was some sort of normalized live PvP where like me and coldbrew could do a show
Mm,
match and we could play like a best of 7 against each other, and there's no pay to win. Like it's just skill. It's just who knows the game better and who can do like a
right.
drafting different teams. Like if there was some sort of mode like that, I would want to play against every content creator. I would want to do like show matches. I want to upload videos. Like if something non pay to win live PvP, that would make me super excited again.
Yeah, because I know you love the ladder system, the competitive side of games when there's no pay to win. Because you played Overwatch, you played also StarCraft, right? You played those games
And
where
recently, Age of Empires 4, yeah, and
right. So
it's funny because whenever I would like sometimes I would lose a game in Age of Empires 4, and then the person would be like, "Go back to Raid Shadow Legends, you scrub." Like so, I'm known in other communities, you know, for raids.
because
So
of
it's
raid.
just kind of funny.
I mean, I guess that's a win because you're known to. I mean, the range in the games, the difference between Age of Empires and Raid is huge. So imagine how far Raid has at least brought your name. Yeah, I would definitely want to see that in game. I doubt they'll ever do it because it kind of eliminates the paying aspect of the game and the revenue generation. But I would see a lot more people interested in like a mode where you go into live arena and you know you'll have 10 champions per week to play around with. Everyone has that X stats, attack, speed, or whatever, or you can adjust those up to a limit and bring in some customization between those stats specifically, or gear sets that are predetermined. Everybody has the same gear sets, but you can equip them differently. So there's some sort of customization between players that would bring, I think, a lot of interest behind PvP with the game. Yeah, I could totally see that as being something that brings in a lot of interest and a lot of the competitive side that Raid is lacking. If I'm honest, there's no real competition here other than just the whales spending each and every week to fight it out in classic arena, maybe for platinum, and then live arena. Nobody really cares. I
When
haven't
you can only make
seen
a living, you can only make a living on PvE content for so long. That's just that like it's not even anything that Raid did wrong. I mean,
right.
if me and you start a Minecraft server with our friends, in 6 months we're gonna get bored and we're gonna
Hmm.
eventually stop playing. If we start a Valheim server, in 3 months we're gonna get bored. We're gonna stop playing. Like you can only get so far with PVE content. Eventually, you have to have like the
Hmm.
PvP of content creators facing each other and clans facing each other, and you have to have like matches that keep people interested in like the community and who's going against who. And because like Clash of Clans is still going strong. I was just at Blizzard headquarters talking with some
Right.
of the I was talking with some of the Clash of Clans content creators. That game's like 14 years deep,
Echo,
and it's
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's like Echo, and then like Clash with Eric, and a
Mm.
bunch of these like Clash Royale and Clash of Clans creators. These games that are older than Raid, but they're doing better on Twitch and they're doing better on YouTube because they actually have like a more normalized PvP scene.
I think what you're saying here is, other than, yeah, of course I'm agreeing with you because some of the biggest games in the world right now are games that are competitive PvP, player versus player. There's no real interest behind the World of Warcraft. Although there is some interest, it's not the same as, I'm gonna give an example, World of Warcraft, where the top clan is trying to beat the world boss for the first time. Other than that, there were some sort of competitions in the past with that kind of PVE content where it's a clan, it's a guild trying to beat the world boss for the first time ever. That is PVE content. But the majority of games that thrive at the moment is like League of Legends, Counter Strike. It's a new one coming in. All those FPS games are all about, you have a set amount of tools available to you, either weapons or building your bases in Clash of Clans, and all of those tools allow you to fight other players, and that is where not only you make content, but that is where the enjoyment of the viewers comes in as they see some new things that, oh, I can actually do that, and I can try it out, and then they see their favorite creator do that live.
And not everybody likes to play it. Like you'll get a lot of pushback because you'll get people in the comment section that are like, I don't like PvP. I want to play PvE. But the thing is people like to watch it. Like,
Mm.
I might not like to play PvP, but if Scratch is talking crap and then Murder
Yeah.
Inc. challenges him, and then Scratch and Murder Inc. do a PvP show match, like you bet your ass I'm gonna watch. Like even if I don't like to play, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's interesting. I'll so it just gets more of like a community more
Mm.
feel and a drive on the content.
Yeah, and being honest, like we recently did like a faction games with Dead with Jedi and some other creators, and
I
the
was bummed I didn't
big
get to do that. Yeah, how'd that go?
yeah, it was a ton of fun, and to add to our point that we're just discussing, the most fun event on that whole thing, it was a 2 week thing. The biggest event was the PvP aspect where um it was me, Scratch, and I think YST involved in the PvP part. But it's like trying to beat each other's teams. Even people who were not actively participating in that part had a defense set up, and we had to beat their own defense. And looking at the weird teams that some set up, and how cool that was to actually see a team with one specific faction only be able to take down your own team, or you take them down. It was very interesting, and that's the PvP part that made it interesting. I think more so than other competitions we did in the past. And with that, is it you saying that whatever raid introduces in before the end of the year, I'm guessing December, that's what they like to do, December launches of Doom Tower, of the Hydra. I think that's when all of these were launched. Hydra for sure December, but maybe Doom Tower was November, like the end of the year. So you're saying this new PvE thing that is coming into the game will only be something as a short-term solution for keeping people interested in Raid?
Probably. I mean, unless it was something insanely game changing and insanely positively reviewed, it would have to be something like a Minotaur dungeon where you can grind pages for books. Um,
Uh,
it,
I
but
don't think it's
but
gonna be that simple. I
no,
I, I
I
think
know
it's
it's
gonna.
not. But
Yeah, yeah,
let me be clear. It's not going to be that, but it would have to be something like that, like in that kind of like where it really changes the game in terms of making it more accessible. But it would also have to be engaging. It can't be boring like the Minotaur. So it would be a really tough line to walk. But like if you get too crazy with it, like the Hydra, then it
yeah.
ends up being something that's only there for like the top 5% of accounts, and then it's not really very well received, and it won't change the game for most people. So it's a tough thing to do when it comes to PvE on a game this old.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree in the sense that this thing has to keep players interested and not be just another roadblock where spending is the solution. Like I'm gonna give the example of the Sand Devil and the Phantom Shogun, where they or even the dungeons, the hard mode of the dungeons, where they introduced the fact that if you had awakenings on your heroes, things became easier. Like you were doing more damage and you were taking less damage, and that is part of basically spending. I know it's accessible through the Iron Twins and farming and all that, but if we're being honest, spending makes it way quicker to acquire all those awakenings to your heroes, and make things easier. Plus, like the Phantom Shogun literally said, if you have an awakening, the more stars you have, the quicker you'll be able to take down the boss, and eliminate part of its specific skill set. So that is my fear, that if they just copy these aspects of these latest things that they've added and they put in the new content, that players will be disappointed, and even be less hopeful for the future of the game. But we were also hinted about actual clan v clan coming in next year, maybe. I don't know. We can't really say for certain because we already had this promise last year. So lots of things happened since then. But we are being hopeful for an actual clan v clan, maybe some sort of PvP system there that is going to allow us to have competition, like proper competition in the game.
Yeah, you could always, there's a million ways they could go about it, like in Clash of Clans, where you could do, everybody puts together like an arena defense, and then you choose as a
Yeah,
clan, like, oh, I'm gonna attack so and so's defense because I've got the champions to take it down, and then that's your one attack, and then somebody else has to attack somebody else's defense, and you could do clan versus clan like this, where it's based on MMR and like average account power and stuff like that. So there is a way they could implement it in a fun way, but hopefully they do it because it's stuff like that that'll really drive the social interaction.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I guess we'll know for certain in December if we see Chosen again coming in with his videos and posting guides. We'll know that the new content that Raid is launching really caught his attention. Although he loves PvP, he cannot deny it. He even said in the video that he would want that and would love to play it. I guess we'll see, and time will tell. Chosen, thanks a lot for joining in for the video, guys. We'll be Chosen will be posting another video on his channel with another call out. We had a good discussion over on his channel, so make sure to go and subscribe to him to know when he's gonna post it. I think it's gonna be around tomorrow. I don't know when.
Yeah, I keep it pretty casual over on my side of the YouTube space, but yeah, it'll be up some point. And yeah, thanks for having me, Cold Brew. It's
Yeah,
fun to catch up with you as always.
lots of fun. All right, see you guys.